Hello everyone, JohnTracker12 back here again with another video, and today it's time for another JohnTracker12's comic book reads. Basically, last time I talked about Batman Year 1, Frank Miller's Batman Year 1, and I gave you my review on it. Today I'm going to be talking about another comic book series titled Wolverine's Old Man Logan. Essentially, to make it more organic, I decided to change it up a bit. For graphic novels, I was specifically doing reviews, and for just regular comic book series that I own, I'll just do comic book reads. It's basically the same thing, except I just want to make things more organic and not full throttle like reviews. So people be like, "What the fuck's point of this? You're stupid. You make no sense." Whatever. Let's get right down to it. Wolverine, Old Man Logan. For those of you who have zero idea what the heck this series is, it's essentially an 8-issue storyline revolving around Wolverine and created by Mark Miller, Steve McNiven, and of course published by Marvel Comics. It came out like around 2009, so it's kind of like not that old, but not that really new anyways. But it's also set like 50 years in the future, of course, and takes, of course, the premise of several other like Miller style projects where, of course, the world's greatest supervillains, of course, come together like the Legion of Doom and destroy all superheroes, because that's what they do. They come together, they destroy shit and they take over the world, and that's what happens. And of course, the last man to stand alone to take them on is, of course, Wolverine, because he's a badass. Let's get right down to it. Of course, I have right here Wolverine Old Logan Part 7. So I have issue 7. So of course I'm kind of late in the game, but I personally love it. I think McNiven's artwork is fucking boss in this shit. The cover just says it all. I mean, Red Skull wearing Captain America's outfit. It's just badass. And of course he does this throughout the series, which I think is kind of interesting. I wish they could have done that in the movies, where it's like Red Skull just like he's so engulfed in his own world that he's like, I've killed the one man who's held me back from my goals for so long. I'm just gonna just perceive myself as him, and it's just really weird. But we start off 50 years earlier. We have this whole scenario of Washington D.C., the White House just collapsing. It just looks like a chapel gone to fucking hell. Red Skull is in the wings, fucking taunting a dying Cap. And of course, he's just taunting him, telling him about what's going to happen to the world with him gone. And of course, Captain America cries to his last fucking breath, where Red Skull fucking grabs him and kills him because he hates him, and he's a bitch. Essentially, moving off of that, we are in current state. Red Skull's in his little wing where he's just reminiscing and looking through his wall of glory. And we have some really nice shots of Red Skull standing across some shelves and glass cases of Captain America's shield, Iron Man's suit, the Thing's arm, Cyclops' goggles, Spider-Man's outfit, Thor's helmet, the Silver Surfer's board, and of course Doctor Strange's robe. Very nice work. We have Red Skull just talking to one of his men. Of course, we have some bodies coming in as goons brought in to deal with some work. I really don't fucking know. I like this one panel where they're discussing one of the bodies, but in the background you can actually see the symbol for the Fantastic Four, and it's all filled with bullet holes. That's a really cool image. Someone needs to like adapt that and put that in the new reboot. Just putting it out there. But of course they're talking about the bodies, and they realize that one of the bodies that they shot to shit is obviously regenerating, and his bullet holes are starting to disappear. And of course that's a big indicator to Wolverine, who has the X Factor, so he can't fucking die. He beats the living shit out of everybody. Looks really boss, of course. It's Wolverine, of course he's gonna look boss. And of course we go in a full-on battle with Red Skull versus Wolverine, who doesn't really go by Wolverine anymore. He just calls himself Logan. So of course calling him Wolverine in this book is completely pointless, but I do it anyways because he's fucking awesome. Kicking his ass. They're all getting their ass kicked. Wolverine is just beat to shit. He still has bullet holes surrounding his entire body. Red Skull obviously punches him so hard he just falls into the walls, and of course everything collapses. Red Skull grabs a sword and obviously he's about to slash him, and Wolverine just pulls out the fucking shield and blocks that shit. Pretty badass. Just all out. Everybody's just beat to the living shit. Red Skull is getting his ass kicked with Logan using Cap's shield, just beating living shit out of him. Of course, Red Skull, with his dying breath as well, continues to taunt Logan. And Logan, of course, you just can't taunt Wolverine in the comics, because Wolverine, he's not going to forgive anybody, and he's just not going to give a shit. And of course, it's said right in the fucking next panel, the big splash panel, of course, where Logan just stomps on fucking Red Skull's neck, decapitating him. Literally, it's an amazing shot. I love the artwork. It's so fucking bloody and crazy. Of course, you don't really need that to like get the point of how gruesome this is. You could just look at it and just read it, and it just looks just as great. But the artwork, it says it all. You don't really need anything. And of course, Red Skull's men come in and just come to see what the heck's going on. Logan gets a good, bright idea to use, of course, Tony Stark's fucking suit, and just blasts his way out of there. And of course, we get some really nice shots of Iron Man Logan, as I like to call him, just fly and fly and fly and fly away until he gets back home, where he realizes that something terrible has happened to his family. And yes, Logan does have a family in this book. And of course, comes to the realization that his family's been murdered. Unfortunately, Logan was not there to help and is super freaking pissed and vows revenge. But the best shot is, of course, the moment where he identifies himself as Wolverine. And it's fucking boss. I'm just telling you, it's just amazing. Of course, that's the end of the book. Overall, the Wolverine, the Old Man Logan series is pretty nice. I like the idea of like a world without superheroes, where the last of the superheroes is kind of just really, really old. It just feels like a touchback from like the old like Alan Moore type of, just like Frank Miller-esque Dark Knight Returns stories, because Old Man Logan is just, I think it's a good representation of that. I personally think that everyone should pick out this type of series. It's I did state in my previous video that not all comic books are masterpieces, but this series is pretty entertaining. I just love the artwork. I think Steve is fucking awesome artist. Mark Miller's, of course, a good writer in the Marvel industry and comic books. And of course, there's a really cool to get perspective on the whole scenario of what's going on. Of course, in the opening pages, you get a good map of the United States and how it's so divided from supervillains. So of course, it's really cool to get some good perspective and depth with the storyline with a good map. Overall, it's a really good book series. I personally like it. This is the issue that I own right here, part 7 out of the 8 issues. And personally, I suggest everyone should pick it out. Pretty nice read. Definitely entertaining. The artwork says it all. I just love if I had to pick my top, it's definitely Logan, of course, pulling out the shield. Logan decapitating Red Skull. And of course, Logan putting on Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, becoming Iron Man Wolverine. Or Iron Man Logan. And of course, Logan identifying himself as the Wolverine. And of course, you get the awesome fucking panel of just snick. Fucking awesome. Personally, I love this series. And that's been another episode or video. I don't know if I'm going to call them episodes per se. It's just like a video by video. I don't want to say like, oh, this is episode 2. I'm just going to continue on. I like to make things organic. Don't want to fucking be like, oh, well, this is a series, people. And you need to read. And you need to do this. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to fucking curse, talk shit, fucking entertain some folks, hopefully. Get some people in depth with the source material. And, of course, encourage more comic book readers. Because the comic book industry needs you. You want to become a hero? You support your local comic book store. That's how you become a hero. Of course, there's other ways. But that's my way. And that's going to be it for my comic book read of Wolverine Old Man Logan Part 7. Definitely going to be back for some more comic book reads, hopefully. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. What are your personal thoughts? Did you enjoy Wolverine Old Man Logan? And did you enjoy this personal video? What are your thoughts on the thought of an older, really Dark Knight Returns-esque type of Wolverine? It's been done multiple times, kind of. But I personally think, like, if we're going to continue with the X-Men series and the franchise, we need an older Wolverine, which we're getting close. And hopefully, by the time we get past Apocalypse in the movie industry. We get some old Man Logan. But that's going to be it for this episode of John Drew 12's comic book reads. Hope you guys enjoyed, and definitely leave in the comment section what do you guys think, and are you going to pick up this series. That's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed.